Hi, and Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome to the New Normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. And today we are going to kick off the new year with some crypto news and a surprise guest. So we'll be right back with Mame and lots of crypto news for you. Hi, Mame. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Lisa. Super exciting 2022, everyone.
We made it through 2021. I didn't know if we were going to make it.
Yeah, we made it, and the market didn't crash or anything. So we are hanging in there,
There were a lot of people talking about, a possible crash at the end of 2021, and we made it through. I love Lucio Paletti. He's one of my favorite crypto artists. And of course, you also, Mame.
No, but I noticed this piece today as well. I love him. I think he's
thought
amazing.
this was great.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so we've talked about that the Genesis block today. It's Bitcoin's birthday of the Genesis block, and I thought this was cool that he made this piece of art today.
I think his pieces are geniuses. Genius. I actually, when I went to the Bitcoin conference 2021, I was like my first thing was like walking straight to the gallery to see his pieces in person, and I got to see them. It was so thrilling, so excited to see. I wish I went in a moment that he was there, because I heard he was there, so I didn't get a chance to meet him officially. But I'm fascinated by his pieces, and here he is, bringing another beautiful one to our attention. Love it.
Yeah. So the Bitcoin birthday of the Genesis block was, I guess, yesterday, right? Is it?
I think it's today on the 3rd.
Oh, is it today?
Not mistaken. Okay. I think it's today. I've got to make sure. And yes, Genesis block since 2000.
Oh, I think you're right. Today, because then today was the Not Your Keys, Not Your Coins day that Trace Meyer did. Last year.
It is January 3rd, and here we are,
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken though.
But you're right.
A lot of happy birthdays, Bitcoin, and we celebrate, Bitcoin's birthday throughout the year in several times, right? We have the Genesis block, we have the white paper release, we have the Bitcoin pizza, when it was first transacted as well. So that's why we get a few Bitcoin birthdays.
A lot of significant dates there for Bitcoin.
Yes, I think yes, and long live Bitcoin.
That's right. Well, I think we had some more news with another bank in Italy enabling their customers to buy and sell and hodl Bitcoin through their bank accounts. They're expecting this to happen in early 2022 for the Italian bank.
Yeah, that's great news to start in 2022. You see another European bank. So I think when things happen in Europe, it's a good sign, right? That others will follow suit. So I hope more banks start offering Bitcoin to their customers. But at the same token, in the United States, you're seeing like throughout the holiday week and the New Year weekend, I saw a lot of news regarding like American banks closing branches, hundreds of branches, and a lot in large numbers. So no matter what, I start to think that banking in general is just getting outdated.
Yeah, there's
It's
definitely
just,
something
yeah,
going on.
it's like a little, they are trying to, diversify a little bit more, which is great by offering something new to their customers. But this idea that we're going to walk into the bank, you're seeing branches are just shutting down. They have no customers coming in, and we're going more and more digital, and they are becoming irrelevant.
Yeah. I did have some more banking news, just some different things. This was really interesting. They had the Spanish government was made a statement, or was saying that they were now going to take over bank accounts that were dormant for over 20 years and take possession of any property that had been abandoned, which I thought this was an odd
Yeah,
thing to
I
kind of put out there.
I know it's so strange, but it happens all the time. There are a lot
Mm,
of loners and people that, some may be alive, but some may have passed. And, here
mm.
you have, ghost bank accounts. I've
So they
heard,
consider it just abandoned property. Is that
yeah,
what's?
in a way, but it's interesting that they would be allowed to keep it, right? Wouldn't
Mhm.
It's just like there should have been some legal, I don't know, but I wonder
Yeah,
how they
usually
do
the
it.
courts are involved in that. Like there's a,
Yeah,
probate, and the courts would be involved in that, at least in the US. So I just
yeah,
thought that was a really strange
very
article.
strange. Yeah, because I mean, there should be at least an attempt to try to find family members, right? I think that's
Mhm.
something that is, if the person is not there, maybe there is someone that is related to that can, take
Yeah,
possession of, that legally could take possession of those funds. So it's
yeah.
really
And
unfortunate, but maybe, you never know. There are several, I'm being silly right now, but maybe a partner that have an additional bank account that the other partner doesn't know, and then they pass away and that stays there, or things like that.
mhm.
So it could happen, and I could imagine it happens more often than we think. And that could be a
Yeah, so it just seems like if it was that common, then why the article all of a sudden, you know?
right, yeah.
Just seemed very odd to me.
There is a
And then we've
desperate
been,
run for money, right, these days. You send me also a lot of Turkish related
yeah,
articles that I kind of feel like have a link in a way.
yeah, these were very, they were similar. They were talking about more of that hyperinflation that we've been kind of hearing and following.
Yeah.
They're talking about price controls. Turkey's now going to require exporters to convert a quarter of their revenue to lira. This is kind of another ditch trying to, rescue the lira that's failing,
Yes.
um, to boost the local economy. So I think that's definitely a sign that we need to be watching. And then there was another one they were talking about the inflation in Turkey month over month, but then Wall Street Bets pointed out, they're talking about Turkish inflation 36%, the headline number, but if you look at the month on month, it's 13.58% on the month over month.
It's crazy. I know it is. Unfortunately, some countries are suffering more than others, and Turkey is taking a huge brunt because it already was weak economically before. So this is just exacerbating it, and it's very unfortunate because if people hold their money in lira, their buying power diminishes, unfortunately,
Mhm.
month after month. The
And it
same
sounds
way,
like the speed of it is happening just exponentially, is what that last post to me was saying. Like they
yeah,
were talking, how quickly it's happening.
very quickly when you compare to America, right? Although I do think, probably what is stated there is even higher than what is stated in that article. The same way that in America, in our pockets, it does feel worse than what is reported
I
in,
agree.
don't you think? Like,
Yes, I agree completely. Yeah, when you go to the store, it feels a lot more than what they're saying, 12%, or I think they're saying 6% or something, but it feels
no,
a lot worse than that.
we have an appetizer tray that we love from a Middle Eastern restaurant, and it used to cost us $29.
Mm.
And then last month it was $39, and then this month it was $49. And we said, oh no, okay, that's it. We can't afford the appetizer tray anymore,
Wow.
So we now cannot have the appetizer tray.
Wow.
No, we
Wow.
are like double, thinking about it because we love it, but we are like thinking this is crazy. But unfortunately, it gets to a point that it becomes so expensive that people start not buying it too.
Yeah.
And then it hurts everybody. So business just dies out.
Yeah, it definitely does. And Johnny says Happy Proof of Keys Day. So yeah, we were right. It was the
Yes,
3rd, Happy Proof of Keys Day.
totally. The good reminder, to keep your coins off of exchange, make sure that you have full
Mhm.
control of your cryptocurrencies and secure it, diversify your security methods too, it's important. As your portfolio grows, make sure you have full control.
Yeah. And for just things like this, Evergrande, they stopped trading this morning. They suspended trading on the Hong Kong stock exchange. That it will have trickle down effects over all markets. So we're going to
I
start seeing that as well.
I know, especially with the new year, you hear a lot of news, and a lot of people are just taking few steps to make sure that you are prepared and you have your resources and things like that. Just, I don't know, it's silly, but I may seem but you hear things, and you want to make sure that you have your enough to get around a couple of months just in case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There was one more. I think we talked about this on Friday on the happy hour, but this was another thing that they're doing in Turkey. The Turkish government is incentivizing, so they're with the people, the exporters, they're forcing them to trade to put a portion of theirs into Turkish lira, but then they're incentivizing their citizens to get the gold owned by the citizens. So their Wall Street Silver saying, the next step is gold confiscation, but they're not at that point yet. But right now they're incentivizing. The Turkish Central Bank said on Wednesday that it had decided to provide an incentive to those who would like to convert their gold deposits and participate funds into Turkish lira
Yeah,
to deposit into accounts.
that is
So
that is the case. Not only they're incentivizing. Last week we also talked about they are incentivizing people to convert their dollars into lira because they really
okay.
want, to build that trust into lira again, and they are offering, in a way, kind of like an insurance. Hey, you exchange your dollar into lira. If the lira the values will cover that loss for you, which is, I don't think any country has ever made that offer to its citizens. With the gold, it's more like just stimulating, hey, we're here, bring in your gold, we'll buy it. I don't think, when I hear headlines like that saying like the next step is confiscation, I don't think that's possible in Turkey because people are just it's such a gold culture.
Right.
Picture even showcase that little store, with gold in all the whole window, like the chains and
Mhm.
everything. And that's everywhere in Turkey, I don't think its citizens would put up with such a thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
because
like you said, it's such a strong part of their culture. It would be like asking Americans to give up their guns. I'm sure it's,
kind of
part of their
similar,
security.
very similar, or their beer, I don't
Yeah.
know, something that they truly love and it's part of their
Yeah.
culture and things like that. So That would be maybe a little too far, too big of a stretch, but they are stimulating it because, like we mentioned in a couple of episodes before, we had the lira go from, the dollar, $1 was equal to 10 liras, and then all of a sudden it jumped up to 18. It was like a very fast devaluation, and that was a measure that he took to try to contain that, and then it kind of brought it back down. And now, if I think last time I looked, which was yesterday, was around 13. So the lira, However, a lot of people just think of it as a way to manipulate the market. To you give the news, you say, the government knows ahead, so the government can always
make it work in their benefit or in their favor.
In their favor. So we'll see how it goes, but let's see. It's interesting. I just hope they can recover, economically, but it's really, really hard right now. Whole world is suffering. It's not just Turkey. We focus on Turkey because,
definitely. It does seem like there's just these really obvious, these big swings in Turkey and we're seeing all this news. But the reason we're bringing it up is because I do believe it's just the tip of the iceberg for the rest of the world, and that's the reason that we're bringing it up. So.
For sure. It destabilized it a lot. It's kind of like Greece has suffered, Argentina similarly, Venezuela is the worst scenario than Turkey is, for example. So we have countries suffering the same thing at different levels. And I would say we are as well, but probably the least than everybody else.
Yeah, but it's still coming.
Yeah, the printing capacity is,
Definitely. I thought this Cointelegraph was an interesting article. They talked about, just kind of wrapping up the year. They've said, how many times do you think Bitcoin came back from the dead? How many times do you think you heard people say, oh, Bitcoin died or Bitcoin's going to die? And they said apparently 45. It appeared to be 45
and that's 2021. Oh, and I would say that 2021 is the year that I heard it the least, because it wasn't said at all. I barely saw this 45 times, because before it was so constant. When we are in a bear market, people expect that number to jump to 4,550.
Right. You hear it all the time from everyone. Not just Peter Schiff, but everyone's saying it in a very.
You're gonna really test your diamond hands.
Oh gosh. I thought that one was funny. Definitely. MicroStrategy, of course, taking advantage of the bear market, buying some more Bitcoin. Another almost 2,000 Bitcoin. So always taking advantage of that.
There are several, I came to the conclusion, because before I thought, these big investors, they are gonna, buy a big chunk and then they're gonna dump whenever, I really thought that they didn't have amazing intentions, but I do think that they are dollar cost averaging at this point, and that's something that they probably see as a long term. And, in the beginning when he would say that, I'm like, well, let's see how it goes. But the more he invests and continues to buy at different price points, I do think that maybe they are investing in it for the long
I really think they are. I think it's a long term.
And that's great.
Here's another bank in another country. Russia's largest bank launches their first blockchain ETF in the country. So that's huge news for everybody. More establishment.
More adoption. And blockchain ETF means maybe there are other, blockchain projects in the basket there. It's not all about maybe Bitcoin itself. So it's interesting to see where the market is heading. Although I do see that there is a lot of hype around many projects that I don't see as much bones and and meeting them, and sometimes that worries me a little bit because
Mhm.
every time we see a bull run, I do feel like we are in a little bit of a dot-com situation in which we have a lot of people competing for the same spots. And then when the market loses a little bit of interest, we'll see which ones are going to stay
Where
there
it
for the
settles
long
out.
haul.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I can have the same kind of concerns when I see things like this. I don't trust Robinhood. I mean, that's people are buying, you're giving money to Robinhood for them to buy and hold coins. Those are not your coins.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I never recommend Robinhood. So seeing Robinhood planning to launch beta crypto wallets in January
yeah.
did not make me happy, but
The truth is, we have no true guarantee, right, that when you buying your Bitcoin or your other cryptocurrencies at Robinhood, that they are actually purchasing in your name for you. It could be that they didn't, like
that's true.
and unless you're holding, you really don't know. It's very weird sensation, but every time I go make a trade or I send it to an exchange to, pay a bill or something like that, I think to myself, let me get out of here fast because it's not a place where I feel really comfortable because I'm not really sure. Just like in the bank, when you deposit your money there, all of a sudden your money goes to somebody else's pocket because they loan out your money. Your money is not truly there anymore, and I have that same sensation. But when the cryptocurrency is in my wallet, it's a different
Right.
feeling. So you have a
Yeah.
full possession.
Definitely feels different when you're taking possession of that. And that's the perfect, thing to
Yeah.
talk about on this January 3rd, not your coins, not your
Not,
keys, not your
not your
coins day.
departure
Yeah.
point. And another thing I like to highlight is that there are several methods nowadays that, for people that do trade and that, transfer and exchange coins from time to time that you can do. Sometimes I do. Let's say I have Ethereum and I want to buy Matic to do something. I'm just giving an example. I don't take it to a centralized exchange. This day and age, you can do it, from the comfort of your own hardware wallet or from your own, mobile wallet. And you can do those trades in, decentralized exchanges. And then, you literally, like, you only use that highway if you literally have to convert to cash to your bank. So it becomes the more you use and more comfortable you become with systems, the more in control you become.
Yeah.
I
And the safer you are, definitely.
And the safer you are as you transact, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We've got some great NFT news. I thought this was exciting. Ferrari signs a deal with Swiss blockchain firm Velas to create NFTs for fans. So I guess they're going to create NFTs of different Ferrari build outs or whatever. So
That
they'll have different, you'll
that's
be able to have an
amazing.
NFT. Yeah.
I mean, guys are fascinated. Women are too, but I would
Yeah.
say, cars, it's something, it's a toy, and I think Ferraris are just like top of, it's like a dream come true. And to be able to own a model, a drawing, maybe a hand drawing inspiration, I don't know, something, I mean, that would be an honor and something so unique, and that showcases the NFT capabilities, because it's something that you will own and you'll be able to showcase. I'm not. They probably already do this type of thing through art collectors and things like that, and I'm sure that is this its own niche already.
Maybe so, like
However,
trading cards, or I know there's one car show that Charlie and I watch where there's this guy and he's an artist that he does like drawings or mock-ups of different cars that they're gonna like design or redo, and he's famous for just the drawings of the cars, and then they go build the car, and just purchasing his drawing is like its own thing, you know.
Yeah, and in this day and age, you can have that digitized, and you could have it as a wearable. You know, I've seen necklaces that you can actually put your NFTs and they flip. You know, and they
Cute.
you know, you could literally like make that art accessible to other people, not be just in your wall and in your private collection, you know. So it's really fantastic. NFTs are whole other world, and you could even display your artwork on you know, international digital gallery in which other people can be enjoying and still be yours. So it's super cool.
Super cool. Well, speaking of NFTs, you we have someone joining us. So we've got Miggy or Miguel here joining us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hi, how y'all
Just
doing?
great. We're just talking about the new Ferrari NFTs that are coming out. So you had
Oh,
perfect
awesome.
timing to jump in.
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I always appreciate the opportunity, you know, to jump on and get to talk to people like you who are active in the space and, you know, doing things to get the word out. I've heard very little bit about the Ferrari NFTs. I know they're doing them, but I don't know exactly what they're doing.
We're just kind of checking it out. It looks like they're going to have NFTs for these Scuderia fans. It's like for a specific line of the Ferrari. So pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, I think maybe like sketch drawings, that would be fantastic, right? Or maybe
Right.
factory drawings of the actual piece. We'll see what they come up with. Not much is about what it is, you know.
Yeah.
But like the NFT movie, Miggy.
Yeah, I imagine they'll do something immersive, you know, make like a 3D model card or you could use in like a metaverse.
Wow.
That would
You
be
know,
great. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to drive this? You know?
Well, if I'm gonna drive something in the metaverse, I would want to drive a Ferrari, right?
Right.
We want to hear about what you're doing right now with in the NFT space and in the crypto space, and kind of what your interests are
I'm so curious about you,
your
about
latest
your art,
projects.
about your project, what you're involved with. And by the way, should we call you Miggy or Miguel?
You can call me Miggy. That's what a lot of people call. That's what I usually go by, and a lot of people know me as. So definitely feel free to call me that.
All right.
And thank you, you know, for inviting me to talk about a few things that I'm involved with. It's definitely been a pretty intense journey. I got involved with NFTs specifically back in February. I've been in the crypto space since about 2012, 2013. You know, just messing around with Bitcoin, getting involved with Litecoin, just, you know, really checking out the space and engaging in all kinds of ways. But with NFTs, I've managed to really, you know, take a lot of my experience, especially involved with being a part of different communities, and really get a hold of like being able to understand the technology and really being able to connect the community and to this new emerging world. So a few projects that I've managed to be involved in. NFT the movie is one of the first ones that I got to join. They will be premiering some of the film here at Sundance in a few weeks. But what that is a collective of different like mini docu-series. You know, it's like several movies in one. They went around to Texas, California, Utah, Florida, and Puerto Rico, and filmed different people that are in the, you know, blockchain, crypto, and NFT space. Different artists, those who want to be in the space, different people who have different influences around in their areas, and kind of, you know, told their story as it relates to NFTs and to the blockchain. And so it's really given it's going to give a pretty good view of like what you see beyond, you know, all these things in the media right now, like the portrayal of what's popular, the big sales, the scams. You don't really hear too much about the people and the lives that are being lived, behind the NFT scene, the people that are making these NFTs and why they're doing them. And so this movie really gives an opportunity for that. And it's a living documentary, so it's still being filmed. We're still gathering footage and we're still adding to it. So that's one of the biggest things that I first got involved with Jeff Crane. I got interviewed in Miami for hosting an event for Ken Bozak. We had our Shitcoin 2021 event same week as the Bitcoin conference in Miami in June, which we're doing again this year in April as well. It'll be even bigger and a lot more fun than it was this last time. But they came and they filmed, they interviewed Ken, they interviewed me, and I got to know some of the crew. And then a month later was invited to help them figure out some of their NFT stuff, and then got brought on as their NFT advisor. Since then, I've joined several other projects. I'm also one of Ken Bozak's assistant project managers for the Burbos 420. We just launched our membership program recently in New York for his birthday. It's in the beginning of November. We were at NFT NYC. We launched our token as well, called the Ken token. All of this is on the Wax blockchain. So yeah, we have Ken token.
Yeah,
we have our
I
membership.
bought my NFT Grow 420 to start get that started for my community, because Ken was telling me that that's something that would benefit, that I would be partnered with somebody and you guys would help me be able to help my community benefit from that through, like, as I get a sponsorship or something for my channel, then somehow that benefits my people that are watching or that hold my token or my NFT. I don't know how it all works, but
well, the whole
he said you
project
guys are
is,
going to help me figure it out.
the whole project is centered around, not just rewarding our own community that supports us, but creating more room for collaboration and integration with other communities. As you know, like, Ken has done a great job over the years of really building his community based off his own brand himself, just doing what he does, bringing people together and creating opportunities. So we're just kind of extending that, but in a more direct fashion, to where not only have we created this new program and this new token, but we're creating new ways to work with our team. Because what we're seeing is that things that we've done, are extremely valuable, especially in an emerging space like this, where there aren't very many people who are experienced or have a network like we do. So there are a lot of things that we bring to the table, and so we've gotten a lot of offers, especially Ken, to work for other people, work with other people, work with other projects, and we're using this community and this membership to kind of bring in those different collaborative efforts. All these people who would normally try to pay us and our team, we kind of bring them into the community, make them be a part of it, so that way that money that we receive mostly gets funneled into the project itself. And so those who are NFT holders or token holders all benefit from everything that happens. So, we're really trying to give back as much as we can to the community through this project. And as we connect with other communities, other collections, other projects, we're able to grow that space, because the first thing we always ask for is initially something to give to our community. Sorry, I just got like some random message, but something that they can offer, to our community, so that way, everybody's gaining something from what we're doing. And that way, it's all centered around that our community are going to be the ones who gain the most, especially when people want to work with us. So, we bring people into the community, and then, we're always willing to help everybody that's part of that grow and, just kind of expand in whatever way necessary, because no matter what, that'll be good for us if their community grows as well. Right. So that's something that we're really doing. We just ended our membership sales for this first round. So we'll be starting to do our 420 game, our pack drops, all these different things. We've already been giving out like free NFTs. We just picked a winner to get an Oculus who lives out in Germany. And so now we'll be doing this new pack game, which at the end of this first 3 months, we'll be doing all these different drops and have all these different hidden things within our NFTs. So that way, at one point, before this first 3 month round ends, hopefully somebody will be, well, not hopefully, but somebody will be walking away with like, $10,000 worth of like wax or pen token on an NFT.
Wow.
So
Very cool.
yeah, that's gonna be like the end of this game. Is that we're gonna have a big winner. There's gonna be this big pot, and somebody's gonna, win an NFT that's gonna be essentially what I feel is pretty life changing.
Yeah.
And
that's huge.
and then after that, and the end of March, we'll be opening up the next round of membership sales.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm super excited for that.
Amazing. Well, we follow Ken. We love it. We were there at the shitcoin conference. Me and Lisa. Lisa took a photo booth there. We had so
Yeah, I
much
remember.
fun, and we just love the whole energy. Like I remember in the Bitcoin bus in 2019 when I first, I was hanging with Ken because we took a trip from LA to San Francisco. And he told me, I'm going to give you, he gave me one of his business cards, and that was through the Ethereum blockchain at the time. And that was the first NFT, the first transaction, before OpenSea existed, before any marketplace was up in the air.
Right.
And in that trip, I gathered a bunch of little NFTs, engine ones, few stuff that we were just exchanging through wallets. And that opened the scope of my mind. And when the technology arrived and the marketplaces came, everything just felt so natural to me because of Ken, because Ken was like, hey, let's play with this. He makes it so user-friendly that you don't even realize you're learning so much with him. And
absolutely.
It's just amazing, and I'm so thankful for this experience, and I admire all the work that each artist, each individual is doing to progress in this field, because everything is kind of unknown. The tools are, not perfect yet as we are working with things, but we are managing and we are like having fun with the technology and it's so awesome. I really love what you're doing. And
it's been great knowing him. He's awesome.
Yeah. And me and Lisa, we had fun with the NFT, the movie too, because we ended up in a commercial inside the movie that is going to be all about women in crypto. So we are truly
that's right.
Yeah, to be featured in there too. So we are excited as you for this movie to come out because we want to talk about it and spread it to the world, because just like you said, I think it's going to change lives, because it's really going to open the spectrum and showcase how each artist, and each individual content creator or musician is taking this technology to the next level. Now, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, for sure.
Where do you mint? Where are you most successful in? Like Ethereum or Wax? Which block do you dig the most?
Everything I do is on the Wax blockchain.
Okay,
I have one NFT that's on like the Binance Smart Chain. Only a few people know about it. It's actually one that I made myself. I like drew it up on a piece of paper and then like animated it. But every single other one is all on Wax right now. I've thought about maybe putting like maybe like very few out on Ethereum, but it just, I don't know. It at the moment doesn't really make sense for me to use it. I really like what Wax is doing, and I'm trying to help create more awareness because of the different utility that they can, provide with that blockchain and with their platform. So for now, I'm pretty much all in on Wax. I've been since like April, and that's where everything that I do, at least on.
Is that mostly because the fees make it more user friendly for people purchasing the NFTs and
I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely a big reason. Like in my collection alone, I've minted like a little over like 12,000 NFTs, and it's probably cost me, I mean, I don't even want to say, maybe $300 of having Wax coins staked into the network. So there is still opportunities that I can take those coins out So you stake, to be able to have space and room to operate in their network. But they reward you by generating passive income for having those coins staked, and then in certain ones you can unstake them. So like I said, I probably, to mint those 12,000, it probably cost me like maybe a few $100 of
versus
actual money.
if you were trying to do that on Ethereum.
Right, and
imagine.
the biggest thing with Wax, I mean with Ethereum, it's just the scalability. It's really not there if you're talking about a long-term project. Like, it's great to generate some money for a short amount of time, but if you want your project to run forever, which is ideal, because that's what the blockchain and this space creates the opportunity for.
Right.
Like, that's ideally what you want. So Wax blockchain, for me at least, gives me that opportunity that I can put out, like really cheap NFTs, free NFTs, and enable the secondary market, the aftermarkets, to really take hold, because that's where a lot of things happen. That's where most of the money's made. And not even is just, an aspect of profit margin, but like in any emerging market, you look at the ones that last long, it's their aftermarket value, what they bring to the table after that initial sale. And with NFTs, that's what a lot of people, I feel, aren't really looking at, especially when creating a project on Ethereum, because, things can only sell for so long, for so much. And when you have things selling in like the millions really quickly, like, those prices will get out of hand really, really soon, to where only a few people will be able to really access and afford those. Plus, with the gas fees, I mean, Wax fees are so low right now. Even as the price has grown, the fees are still pretty minimal. So even in the aspect of gaming and transacting, it makes it really, it just makes sense to use it, because then you're not really spending a lot of money to do things. And if you want to get involved with the NFT games, Wax and places like Solana, and even what's the other one? The Tezos, like these different blockchains where they give you the opportunity to really not spend a lot of money transacting. Because I mean, on Ethereum, it gets so expensive sometimes, and a lot of that is out of control of miners and stuff. It takes one person to have enough money to pay a high gas fee to basically ruin it for everybody else for that time period. And Wax doesn't have that issue. The fees are pretty concise.
So the monopoly is not there. The opportunity for monopoly is not there.
Right. So it's pretty even as far as like everybody that's participating is concerned. Like, the prices don't change for me or you or anybody else.
Well, so can you tell us a little bit about this? I was looking at on your Twitter. This is the website that you have linked on your Twitter. Can you tell us a little bit about this project?
Yeah, so this is initially what I started when I first got involved, making my own NFTs and working with different artists. Things have definitely evolved since then, and I'm doing a little bit more outside of this box. But what this is what I was trying, or what I'm working on doing, is providing a space for new artists to come into the picture and have a place to display their different art. So when I first got involved, I started meeting artists who had a hard time selling or getting an audience. And one thing that I was doing very well was being involved with a lot of communities and being very active, so where people knew who I was, and just creating a lot of opportunity to have eyes seeing what I was doing. So I started having artists make art for me and my brand, and then kind of also created this idea of this production company, Cryptic Crypto, and Cryptic Studios, to where using these different artists that I work with, we could generate art or projects, even to different types of education in the blockchain space, all under this umbrella, especially this site. So it was just kind of a way for me to get artists' work and connect them into a space that was new to them, but also for me be able to provide a platform that they could connect to me, and I could help provide services as far as like education or management, and just kind of take everything that I had experience in and that I saw other people needed help with, and kind of put it together. So I had a friend work on the site for me. I was able to launch it at Miami Crypto this last year. I need to update it because so much has changed. I've just been so busy. but that was the idea, to
That's really
just
cool.
have a space. So I have like a little scrolling gallery if you go down to
Okay.
that shows like different art. I also own a couple other websites that I want to use in conjunction with this, because I have this gallery here that it displays some of the artists that I work with, but I also own topmintnft.com and mint1nft.com. And I want to use those as like gallery spots for people, like let's say who want to buy a #1 mint. I can have that website host different mint ones from different blockchains, different platforms. So that way all you'd have to do is go to the website and you can see all these NFTs that were just #1 mints from wherever you wanted to.
That's
Same thing with like the top mint NFT, like something that you might consider a little bit higher rated, higher price or whatever, more value. You can just go to Top Mint NFT to see different NFTs from different platforms, and they would just be right there. So this was kind of the start.
Yeah. Wow, neat ideas. This is amazing, Maybe.
This is amazing.
Yeah, really amazing. I'm with you on the wax for sure. I've been spending more and more time on wax. I love it. I'm definitely seeing a little bit more of the power of that secondary and tertiary market space as I see, the other day my art sold by somebody else. I was like, oh, that's neat, it's just
Yeah.
move. And Lisa, I definitely feel like Ethereum is a place like for high-end art, high-end content. However, it's just a very small niche. And when you're looking at the power of NFTs, if you're looking at doing something more commercial with it, Wax is just perfect to be able to,
Right.
just like I did Christmas cards and I did NFT Christmas cards, and I could give those as gifts because they cost me a cent. It's cheaper than me buying them online and sending it to a friend, So
Right.
it's amazing the power of Wax. And I just wanted to tell you that is something new because in the beginning of this interview and this show, you mentioned that you were a Litecoiner early on. So here you are, you have Litecoin Lisa, and I'm a big fan of Litecoin too. You know that Litecoin has Omni now, and yesterday Master, he's one of a Litecoin volunteer, and he's very active on Twitter. He just minted the first NFT on the Litecoin network.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Master BT or Master LTC did?
Master LTC. It's a little chicken, fine little chicken. It's awesome. And I'm so proud of him for doing it. I thought I was going to be the one, but I'm so busy. I have a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old. I can't do nothing sometimes. So
yeah.
do it. And I'm so excited because I do feel we have a very established, secure, decentralized network. We have Omni there. We can play with the code. You may not have as much, cool features as Wax does right now because Wax is really cool. I mean, every time I go mint and how the templates are working and things are starting to come together in a really nice way.
Right.
However, I do see the power in Litecoin NFTs. We should definitely play with it, and I'll be the first one to buy a Litecoin NFT from you.
This Master?
I'm a big fan. That's cool.
Yeah, that Master.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've always been a big fan of Litecoin. It's just always made sense to me, when, especially even, before people really understood like the utility in only being a currency. Like, a lot of people don't get that, when they're like, it has no utility. It's like, well, it's only a currency. Like, let's say you just use it to transact. It's cheap, it's fast, and it's safe. Like there's really no other things, but like having stuff like this, like I love to see because I've always been a fan, and like I'll definitely mess with some Litecoin NFTs for sure.
That's not the NFT though.
That's not the NFT.
No,
okay, well, I wonder where it is.
Did he
post it on here? Oh, here it is, the little chicken.
Oh, that's cool.
I know.
Is that it?
I think so, the one underneath, but he just nailed it, and he issued his token as well on the Litecoin blockchain, and he's actually gifting a token. I gotta actually, and I'm going out of town, so I don't know when I'm gonna do this, but I definitely want one of his tokens because he issued tokens on the Litecoin blockchain. plus
Very cool.
I
I
mean,
like
it's
that.
amazing. I know. So much
Yeah,
innovation.
it says this is the first ever Litecoin NFT, which lives on the Litecoin blockchain and was actually sold. So PJ, whoever PJ Fiat Swindle, I love the name, bought it from Master back in 2021. Back in 2021, hilarious.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I
Yeah.
know. I think it was but I think he was selling it for one Litecoin. I think that was, what he wanted for it. But below, I
That's
think that
cool.
was more that he minted in there. And
Oh, okay.
just fun to see another blockchain and another realm of opportunity opening up for
Mhm.
us. And I know it's a pretty secure one because I definitely trust the network itself,
Yeah.
and it's super decentralized. This is gonna be super duper.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I can't wait till they start really doing more with the gaming side. I mean, that's definitely something that I'm waiting for, because I'm doing a lot in the blockchain gaming space as well.
Really?
Um, yeah, no, I mean, I'm doing a lot. Like I'm involved. I'm involved with managing like 6 to 8 projects. I just got accepted with Blockchain Valley Virtual to
I
be
saw
their
that.
chief community officer. I'm also part of the Meta Builders as their senior NFT art collection curator. I advised for NFT the movie. I help manage Ken's
Creator,
project.
look at this.
Uh, it's
Okay.
crazy. And I also work with the team, and we're very active in the blockchain gaming space. So we're going to be hosting a 3-day event in Arlington, Texas. Um, I'm considering maybe trying to connect with the consensus event going on in June as well. But we're going to be doing a 3-day gaming festival at the esports stadium in Arlington, which happens to be the world's largest esports stadium dedicated to the space.
Very
So
cool.
we
What
want to
is
do like blockchain gaming stuff there.
and you're more into the metaverse games, like Decentraland, like building a ball.
Most of the games that I'm playing right now are Wax blockchain games, but my
Okay.
team, we play all kinds. Like there's one VR game that we're playing called Revamon.
Oh,
They're playing some Ethereum games. There's some Solana games I'll be checking out. But the idea for this is just kind of an umbrella thing, to encompass all blockchain games. But majority of them are going to be mostly Wax ones because I have a lot of relationships with people who are creating games on that blockchain.
so
Um,
tell
but
me
we,
2 cool wax blockchain games that I should dive into.
Yeah.
Something
And
like
are they the
something
play
like
to earn? Is that what I keep hearing
yes,
about this play
play
to
to
earn?
earn. That's
yeah,
true.
the play to earn is basically the new style, I guess, of gaming, the new thing that's being created. Because for our whole lives, we've been paying to play these
Right.
games and not really getting anything out of it. Like, yeah, you can win money in tournament style, or you can become an esports player and get paid professionally. But that's not something that everybody can do. So with blockchain games and cryptocurrency and NFTs, a new concept's being able to be created that with that kind of tokenization and economic system being created within the game, now you can have reward systems to where you're basically paying people to play their game. The more active they are, the longer they're active. Like for every moment they're active, they get they're earning for the time that's being spent playing these games. And that's just because of the unique application of cryptocurrency and NFTs being able to create, like I said, like a mini circular economy within the game community itself of that specific game. So it changes everything. You got decentralized finance being brought to the table, passive income, you have the value of the token themselves, and then the value of the NFT themselves, all tied into a game that you can win and compete with and things like that. So it's some really next level stuff, like especially for onboarding. Getting people to play games is going to be the easiest way because old, young, middle, a lot of people know about games, have played games, whether it was on the computer, in an arcade, on their phone, on an Xbox, on a PlayStation, in a headset.
Well, this is
Almost
where
everybody.
the new economy is our attention.
Right.
And in blockchain, we're able to own, like owning our data, we're owning our attention, and we're going to be paid and rewarded for our
Right.
attention. So that's what's happening with
Yeah.
this.
And all these things can be incorporated into the metaverse. You know, a lot of these games right now are mostly like PC. Some of them are app games. Revamon is the only VR game that's on the blockchain. But a lot of these are not on the metaverse because you know you have things like Decentraland and all these other ones. These games that are only exist in the metaverse. But pretty soon the transition between being able to play this game in a competition style, you know, tournament like esports, but you also have the aspect of earning in the game just for the gameplay itself.
Yeah. Right.
So all kinds of stuff can be done with that, especially for like tournaments.
Right now I play this little game. It's called Ethermon, which is really cool because we have little battles, and
Yeah.
and I literally earn every time I win the battle, and no matter if I win or not, I still earn more emotes. I can actually send my little Ethermon into the Centraland for a little, visit, and if he finds any little goodies there, he brings it back. So I know the whole spirit of it, and I'm fascinated by it because I played couple enough to really dig it.
Yeah. So Wax has one that's similar to the Decentraland called Uplift. So yeah, it's on a Minecraft server. Corey is the guy who was one of the main people who created the game and have it. But they have their own token called Upliftium, but they also work with Wax as well. So the way to get into the game is, for one, you have to either be playing Minecraft already on Java, or you have to buy it. And then you have to buy a land card, which is or a rail key NFT, and these are like your access NFTs. So with these NFTs, you'll be in the game, you'll be able to log into their server. But with the NFTs, you also already begin to generate income just for holding these land cards, because of the gameplay already being that's already happening. So with the land cards
on Wax,
and you buy those on Wax, those NFTs, and then the Upliftium is also tradable
with the Wax wallet, with my cloud.
Yeah.
Wallet. Okay.
Exactly. So you have the Wax wallet, and then you hold the NFT in your wallet, and when you log in, you'll log into the server. You'll have your wallet information, and then you'll use the key. The land card will give you the access to their server, and then after that, it's just playing Minecraft. Like that's it. You're just playing Minecraft, and you're earning crypto. You're earning Upliftium for people visiting your land. If you build on it, if you bust blocks, like all these things are happening. And it's just playing Minecraft. The other game the one that I promote the most is probably Splinterlands, because it's the easiest for anybody to get involved.
Yeah.
I have a referral link too that I can send to y'all.
So you can in Splinterlands, you can connect with your Wax blockchain, Wax wallet.
So with Splinterland, this one is unique because they actually work on 3 different blockchains. Yeah, like actually 3 or 4. They work on several. So the game itself is on Hive. They have assets on Wax. You can buy packs, you can buy cards that are on a Wax, and then bridge them over to the game. They also have assets in Ethereum. And then their token, the SPS token, is on Binance Smart Chain. So they work with a few different blocks. Like this game is probably the most perfect example of interoperability, and creating the ability to use several blockchains together. So you can buy Ethereum NFTs, you can buy the Wax NFTs, you can all integrate them on Hive to play the game as well, and you can buy them on Hive too directly through the game. But this is probably the most easiest game for anybody to get involved with because you can play for free. You can download the app, or you can just log in online. It's like splinterlands.com or splinterlands.io. And you can start playing for free.
The photo, we'll add it to the description on the comments.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
One comes, please.
Yeah, it's a referral link. I forget what happens, but they have, so in the game too, they have in-game credits. They have their token, the SPS, and then they also have another token called Dark Energy Crystal. So these 3 tokens are all within the game. Again, you can play for free when you start, but in order to start the play to earn aspect, you have to buy a $10 spell book to get into the game. And the $10 spell book, all that does is the cards that you're playing with for free, you'll get to own some of them. It'll give you cards that you own, and then you can start playing the game. Once you have the spell book, you can start earning and linking up your wallets. So you get paid if you have wax assets. You'll earn free SPS for for the time being. I think it's still like 4 or 5 months. You earn on having land cards, packs, dark energy crystal, all kinds of things. And on top of that, you can play the game, which is a battle card game. And every time you win, you earn some coin doing that too. And they have tournaments within the game as well. So they have like the whole play to earn model, DeFi, passive income. I mean, everything, cross chain operation, like all the whole shebang.
I love it. This is getting more fun. Imagine like in a year from now, I think we should come back and have the first episode of 2023, just so we can, catch up, because I have a feeling like next year it's going to be even so much more.
Oh, yeah.
Now imagine how much more interoperability it's going to be. We're going to be talking these things in the next level with Oculus is here, I'm just
absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely.
No, but you're right.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for coming in, filling us in. I feel like we needed an hour with you, so please come back, right, Lisa?
No, I would love to. Yeah, I'm in DC right now. I'll be going home the next couple days. I'll have like a couple weeks where I'll just be kind of getting ready. I'm going to the North American Bitcoin Conference in Miami on the 16th or 17th. And then right after that, I'm going to the blockchain Park City event. I'm speaking at that one. And then I'll be there for Sundance that week too with NFT the movie and Jeff and all them.
What's the date of the opening of the NFT the movie in Park City?
I'm not sure, honestly. I think they're working out details now.
Yeah,
stream for us.
No, we'll try to.
Yeah.
We'll try to either make
do a little remote
somehow.
Yeah, I'll definitely stream some of whatever, because I know we have like a venue and we're going to be showing different parts of the movie. We'll be featuring the NFT posters as well. I have one that's going to be there. I think Ken already has one already submitted as well. I'm working on getting. Yeah, the posters are going to be awesome. I'm super excited. I'm getting Thomas Kincaid
coming up. Yeah, I'm so excited. I actually submitted. I don't know how many they're gonna do, and I have my artwork is gonna be showcased inside the movie as well.
I think for this one, he said 26 are gonna be. I think like a quarter of them are gonna be featured at this event. 25 to 30 or something like that. I think that's what his goal was. Yeah, so I'm trying to get Thomas Kincaid. We're gonna possibly feature a piece from them as well, because I just did a collaboration with their studio, and I'm minting their first 10 NFTs under my collection on Wax. Yeah, I have 2 already available, but I started minting their NFTs already. So they have their first greeting card NFTs, their first Thomas Kincaid NFTs out on Wax right now. So I'm trying to get them involved with the NFT the movie poster thing too.
That's awesome. That is really exciting. Yeah, you definitely have to keep us in the loop. And thank you so much for joining us.
First movie,
thank you.
People are going to be able to actually buy an NFT from the screen and actually own the posters as NFTs. It's really like setting history here. Like it's really making history. It's amazing. Congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you. No, I appreciate it. Thanks again for having me. I'll definitely be back on. Like I said, the next couple weeks, I'll just be kind of like settled in at home for a little bit. But then I'll be, sharing all the little adventures I'm going on. So it'll be fun.
We'll be spreading the word with you. Thank you so much.
Definitely. We'll be following you on your journey, and we'll be keeping everybody in the loop. So you guys make sure you're following Miggy on Twitter and keeping up with all that he's doing. And we'll be watching for NFT the movie. Thanks everybody for joining us today, and everybody have a great happy new year. Take care.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from Calyx Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from Calyx Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calyxsolutions.io.